What is going on, everybody? Welcome to episode 24 of the Clean Bulk series, and today I want to be giving you three unique leg exercises that I think are pretty much overlooked in many programs. They're great to throw into your routine, and it can really spice up your workouts and get you take your leg training to the next level. And they're pretty simple to do, actually, too. So if you're like me, personally, doing your 3 sets of leg extensions followed by 3 sets of leg press can kind of get boring from week to week. So like I said, definitely give these a try and incorporate them into your routines, and I guarantee your legs will benefit from them. So if you're ready, then let's begin. So the first exercise is the reverse lunge. Lunges in general, I feel, are definitely the most underrated leg exercises. They're great for developing your legs. But yeah, this reverse lunge is actually, in my opinion, it can be much more beneficial to you if you're experiencing knee pain than the front lunge, just because with the front lunge you're extending forward and a lot of that drive is going right directly to your knee, whereas the reverse lunge you're stepping back, so it's more distributed towards your quads. So if you are experiencing knee pain, then definitely give the reverse lunge a try. And in terms of also with this exercise, another great benefit is being able to do each leg individually, so it acts as a unilateral exercise. So that's great for developing any strength or physique imbalances that you might have in each individual leg. So yeah, this is definitely a great exercise and a great variation to your standard front lunge. And if you're used to doing the front lunges, give this one a try because it works in the opposite direction, and you're able to kind of use different stabilization muscles that you would use for the front lunge. So this is a great variation. So when performing the reverse lunge, you want to have your feet around shoulder width apart. And then as you step back, you want to keep your spine neutral. So you want to keep it as straight as possible. And you don't want your chest to stay upright. You don't want it to be leaning back and forth. You really want to focus with using your core to stabilize yourself as you extend back into the movement and keeping everything tight. Once you are able to perform, I'd say around 10 to 15 reps, definitely consider adding weight. The easiest way to do this is just to grab a set of dumbbells and just kind of work your way up and try to progressively overload with this movement. You're going to be working the primary muscles that you're going to be working are your glutes and your quads. So yeah, like I said, once you're able to feel comfortable with your body weight, I would definitely recommend starting off with your body weight and then transition into the weight. But yeah, once you're able to be comfortable with that, then start adding weight. And yeah, this is a great exercise. It's good for burnout as well at the end of your routine. So you may want to perform in more of a higher rep range. Anywhere from 12 to 15 reps works great. But you're definitely going to feel a nice burn in your glutes. Yeah, it can eliminate, like I said before, it's a great alternative to the front lunge because you can eliminate a lot of knee pain, and it trains your body to work in the opposite direction. The second exercise is the barbell hip thrusts. This is another underrated exercise. Honestly, this is great for its ability to overload. And if you're having a hard time really developing that mind-muscle connection with your glutes, then this exercise will definitely help to improve it. Honestly, the hardest thing about this exercise is basically just setting it up. And once you set it up, you'll find that you're actually able to do a lot more weight than you originally thought. Because when I first started this exercise, I was kind of surprised at the amount of weight I was able to thrust. But like I said, yeah, you definitely want to set this exercise up correctly. So to do so, you want to find an object that's probably around your knee height. Normally, like a weightlifting bench works great for this. And as you can see, how I'm setting it up here, you're able to position it on its side and put your back directly on the back of the bench. Another thing you want to do is you want to kind of position it up against something so the bench doesn't move while you're performing the movement. And I know personally for me, once the weight starts getting heavy, you definitely want to find like a pad or some type of like yoga mat to wrap around the barbell to kind of avoid it bruising around your hip area. Because I know for me personally, I kind of got a little tender or bruised when I first started performing this exercise. But yeah, this is definitely a great exercise to improve the muscle-mind connection with your glutes, and it's actually a really great exercise in general, and I think it's definitely underrated. So if you haven't given it a try, definitely give it a try and include it into your program. So since I covered the setup, now I kind of want to go through how actually to perform the exercise. So once you got the bench set up and you position yourself in front of the bench, and the bench is placed on a side position, you want to place the barbell around your hip, around your waist area, and with the pad preferably on it, depending on how much weight you're using. But for me personally, I always use the pad. And then as you extend up, you want to keep your feet flat on the floor, and you really want to focus on driving the movement with your glutes. You kind of want to eliminate your hamstring involvement, and you want to eliminate any other muscles from taking over. You really want this to be a glute dominant exercise. And then when you reach the top of the exercise, you want to pause for just a slight second. I like to anyways. I find that this kind of improves my mind muscle connection with my glutes and allows me to really squeeze before I return back to the starting position. So this is great for an explosive exercise as well. But make sure that you get used to the form of this exercise. Don't just think that it seems easy and you think that you got it down. Make sure you really get the form down by really driving with your hips and driving with your glutes while keeping your feet on the floor. And you don't really want to overextend at the top. You kind of want to come to like a full 90-degree parallel position at the top. You don't want to overextend your hips. That's kind of another tip that I would recommend. But once you start getting comfortable, definitely add weight and progress in this exercise. And like I said, it's great for improving the strength, because I mean the glutes are a powerful muscle when they're used correctly, and it can translate into your other lifts. It will help you improve your squats. Definitely, for sure. So like I said, this is a great exercise. Make sure you're doing it right. Make sure you got the form down before you start progressively adding the weight to this exercise. So for beginners, I'd recommend starting off with just your traditional floor glute bridge. I'd say that this is probably a good exercise to kind of get used to the motion before you start incorporating the barbell. Just kind of get used to feeling your glutes, feeling the exercise, and it kind of is a great place to start before you just jump into barbell hip thrusts. But yeah, so like I mentioned before, the setup is kind of the most time-consuming part. So I have a really great variation to include. It's actually done on a seated leg extension machine. Basically what you do is, you can see here I'm positioning myself in between the pad and I'm thrusting up with my hips. This is a great exercise because you're able to eliminate, like I said, the setup, and you're able to kind of jump in and jump out and be able to really feel that squeeze, and it kind of trains your body to put through the range of motion. So when you do start adding more weight on a barbell hip thrust, that you're able to understand how the movement works. But like I said, I think the biggest downside to this exercise with the leg extension machine is not being able to overload, because I mean you can only go up to the amount of weight that's on the machine, and sometimes this is not enough. So yeah, it will definitely limit yourself in terms of the weight you're able to thrust. But I think those are two great variations. So if you're a beginner, start on the floor and work with the glute bridge. Once you're comfortable with that, translate it into the barbell hip thrust. And if you don't want to always do the setup time of the barbell hip thrust, then definitely give the leg extension variation a try. The third and final exercise is a side lateral step up. This is going to work mainly your adductors, which are on the inside of your leg, but I mean it's going to work your glutes and your quads as well. So this is a great exercise. A lot of people, that when they go to work their adductors, they use the seated isolation machine adductor exercise. And I mean that one's great to really isolate it, but this one is going to be able to provide you more of an added benefit overall. First of all, it's going to provide you more of a cardiovascular component when you're doing it for higher reps, and it's going to require the use of more stabilization muscles throughout your core. So overall, I feel like this is a better choice of exercise to include into your programs. And in terms of the setup, I would recommend performing with your body weight just to get used to the exercise. And the position of the height of the bench is going to vary based on how comfortable you are with the exercise. But once you get comfortable, I'd recommend going to about a knee height from the bench and position it to your side. You want to position your foot on the bench, and you want to focus on driving up through your heel. You don't want to be leaning forward. You want to maintain an even balanced position and really focus up, like I said, driving up through your heel. Once you're able to perform your 3 sets of 10, I would say definitely consider adding weight with the use of the dumbbell to make the exercise a little bit more challenging. But yeah, like I said, this is a great alternative. It's going to tax your cardiovascular system a little bit more when you start doing the 15 reps, and it's going to require more use of stabilization muscles. So overall, I feel like this is a great variation to your adductor machine. And then it's another great thing about this exercise too, is that you're going to be working in a different plane of movement. You're going to be working in the frontal plane, and basically what the frontal plane means is it divides your body from the front to the back. It's an invisible plane that does that. And what it's going to do, it's going to allow you to, it's going to train movements that move from side to side. So it's going to allow your body to be more explosive in those movements, and it has I would say it's probably a better exercise that's going to translate to more of your actual exercises versus just your seated adductor machine. So definitely give this one a try and add it to your workout split. Alright guys, that's going to conclude this week's episode. Definitely give those leg exercises a try. They're different, but they're going to help you improve your explosiveness, and it's going to translate into your other lifts like your squats. So definitely find a way to implement them into your training. And I have a brand new fitness facts dropping tomorrow, which is going to be Monday, September 23rd. For those who don't know, it's a blog that I post directly on my website, which is marklewisfitness.ca. And I have a podcast as well. You can stream it directly on my website, or you can stream it on Spotify. All you got to do is search the East Coast Fitness Podcast, and you can tune in every single Thursday. So that's going to be on Thursday, September 6th or 26th for a brand new episode. And I release a YouTube video every single Sunday. So the next one's going to be on September 29th. So make sure you subscribe to my channel. I got a lot of great content coming, and I give motivational videos, and I give like insights into my workouts. So yeah, definitely subscribe to my channel, and also like the video. I'd really appreciate that. It raises some awareness for my channel, and yeah, I hope everybody enjoyed the video like I said, and everyone has a great day. All right, peace out.